And you told him about the Kings of Con shirts. You had one job.
No, I had a bunch of jobs. There were a bunch of jobs. Okay, for starters, I had a lot of jobs. I had to come out here, be inappropriate for 30 minutes, like I do in the morning.
True.
I had to embrace and shun the crowd the way I do.
Right,
It's sort of that unique sort of welcome.
Make everybody love you but feel awkward at the same time.
Yes, exactly. Where I'm glad you're here, but you know, really shouldn't you be at work? That whole bit, I did that. I did the thing where I introduced the band, and then I talk about what, you know, how lascivious Billy is, and how he'll ruin your marriage.
Because he is.
Yeah, and all, I mean, I feel like I did it all.
Okay.
So I forgot the fact that you and I made a show called Kings of Con.
Yes,
it escaped my memory.
Okay. And we're working on season 2 right now.
And I forgot that we were selling shirts.
And we have shirts that say,
They say I heart Kings of Con. Now people have taken that and made it weird. It's KOC. It's Kings of Con. I pronounce it Coke. That's one man's pronunciation. Say it how you will, but don't be afraid to show your love of Coke.
Yeah.
Because it's right there on the shirt, Robbie. I heart Coke.
I heard Coke. Just try to explain that to your husband or grandmother.
Nana, I love Coke. Cocaine? Sure.
And then when you say, well, it's cock, then it's going to be good news. This is not Coke.
Well, one of those things will kill you. All right.
Richard, who's next up on stage with us?
This is where it gets real awkward, Bobo. It's us.
Oh, geez.
So we have to leave so we can be introduced so we can come out. That would have been the perfect time for you to go through the floor. Yeah. I'm invincible! Son of a gun. Call the medic! No, call the medic! I'm an unsinkable shell!
And just keep going down, floor after floor. All like this. Just a cut out of this.
And eventually he lands at a bachelorette party.
And they're like, yes!
I don't know why they're having a bachelorette party in the subterranean room.
5 floors down.
Concrete bunker.
Hey, ask them, man.
Hey, Mike, when you're back there, just real quickly, maybe grab the bass. I'm just thinking out loud here.
Speaking of awkward jumping, we played Minneapolis a couple weeks ago.
We did.
And it's a beautiful venue.
Beautiful.
It's an actual
auditorium.
They have an actual stage, an auditorium, and it's about 8 feet up.
8 feet.
And I'm used to jumping off this. It's just what, 4 or 5 feet.
For the kids counting at home who don't know 8 feet, that's Rob Benedict plus 4.
That's right. And at the end of the show, it's Purple Rain. I'm really feeling it. You know, Purple Rain for the home audience.
Yeah.
And I jump up. So now I'm at about maybe 11 feet.
That's Rob Benedict plus.
And I go wham down, and I bruised my heels, like walking like this for the rest of the week.
You're saying, I know, because you were gimpy for the rest of the weekend.
That was tough.
It was a rock
just
star.
goes to show, always measure the stage before you jump. But I won't. And
It was even harder to get back up on it once you were down there.
Oh.
For me too, the same thing. I jump off at the end and then you come up to it and it's at your neck. You're like, but how exactly am I going to do this? You get the rope out.
The funny thing is though, Rob, we literally had the conversation where we go, remember last year in Minneapolis when Rob forgot how big the stage was and jumped off and he literally disappeared from camera and kind of, people leaned forward, you kind of hollered back up. And we're like, yeah, I remember that. And then you did the exact same thing. I'm like, man, that dude needs a memo.
Really, honestly.
Minneapolis.
I am memento. I'm like the movie Memento. I'm that guy that I can't remember.
You're Memento.
I have to, yeah, I should get it tattooed. Don't jump off the stage.
Sure.
And next time I'm in the air, jumping off the stage, but damn it!
Let's dive in, shall we?
Huh?
Let's let's get Chuck here to ask you a
I
question.
love it. We have Chuck.
Chuck?
Hi, Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
Hi.
So last year for my birthday, I got my first tattoo, and it's a Loudon Swain tattoo.
All right.
And this year, I'm getting another one for my birthday in a month, and I was wondering if you had any recommendations.
Yeah, this. Right on your back. Giant piece. My face. 2 thumbs up. Maybe I'm jumping off a chair. I don't know. It'd be great. I'd like it.
I like the two thumbs up thing. If you're not comfortable with Matt Cohen's face, I don't know why you wouldn't be. Wow. Thank you for that.
You know, I do that, it's a wall of booze. They do it, sure.
All of a sudden it's sexy. Yeah, like 2 thumbs up, something positive, like that's good.
You could also have something done really small across the top of your neck that says, if you can read this, you're too close.
I like hard hands.
Hard hands, and in the middle of it says, if you can read this, you're too close. There you go.
There you go.
You're welcome. All right.
A nice outfit.
You.
Hi.
Hello, Supernatural Squirrel Girl with
Is that
Castiel.
real?
It's a soft mount taxidermy fox. I dressed as Castiel in like baby clothes.
Wait a minute. That's
Yeah, it's real.
creeping me out.
Is that real? Is it alive?
You want to hold it?
No.
It's not alive, right?
No, it's dead.
Oh.
I still don't like it. I appreciate the effort. I don't like it at all. I don't.
I never thought I'd say this ever, but that's actually creepier than the real Misha.
Yeah.
Barely.
Just a little bit.
Just a skosh.
Okay, so I'm getting married on Halloween this year, and in DC we're gonna get a picture with you guys in our wedding attire. So the joke is that we're getting married before God in the heavens. Rob, would you ever become an ordained minister so you could pull that joke off and raffle yourself off to Supernatural fans so they could physically get married before God in the heavens?
Your side business.
Yeah, I do that. I do that. No one's ever asked me to marry them before. I know you get asked all the time.
I'll offer up my sanctuary, the High Church of the Holy Dick. You can do it right there.
So it'll say on my certificate, ordained by
The High Church of the Holy Dick.
So once again, it's Richard Speight presents Rob Benedict. Yes, I will do that.
All right, thank
I'll
you.
try to do it before DC, but if not, we can fake it.
We're already getting married, and we're gonna have like
Okay,
a
so it's all just.
Yeah, but
just
we
for
want
show.
you there, and it's gonna have a sign that says, "And the Supernatural Squirrel Girl lived happily ever after."
Okay, you got it.
I missed my opportunity. I was going to ask, what does the fox say?
That's why they pay him big bucks, Matt.
I am just terrified of that thing for some reason. It's because it's like one of those effects that like wherever it goes, it's still looking at me.
Yeah.
I know. It's like Weekend at Bernie's, but if we didn't have
If we get to Foxy's. All right, you.
Hi, my name's Hannah, and I have a question for all of you guys. Is there a musical group or artist that has greatly influenced your life?
Yeah, I think we're all big music fans, Robbie.
Yeah, for sure. So many have influenced. Beatles, big time. Prince, Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam for me, like listening to Eddie Vedder's lyrics was just like really eye-opening for me. And also as a songwriter, really blew me away.
Yeah, I've seen Pearl Jam twice in concert, so I know how that is.
Yeah, I know. I'm a huge fan.
I think for me, the artists that I listened to the most during my formative years were Jimi Hendrix. Huge Hendrix fan. I mean, I used to just put on Are You Experienced and try to learn all those bass lines. I was just a huge fan of him. And then live, I think I told you this. Somebody asked me if you could go back in time and be somewhere to see something. To see Jimi Hendrix live in Monterey, which was sort of his first big American performance. And Brian Jones, founding member of the Rolling Stones, introduces Jimi Hendrix to come on stage at the Monterey Pop Festival. Holy cats, that would have been something to be front and center for. And REM, huge REM fan. I mean, Robbie, you gotta give them a listen. They're a great band out of Georgia.
I'm also a huge fan.
What are they? Is it pronounced Rami? Ram?
Okay, that's just you're being aggressive and annoying. We've talked about this.
I will tone it down a little bit.
What about you, Matt?
Mine are a little different than you guys. The first concert I ever went to that I remember meaning something to me. It was a venue called the Chili Pepper in Fort Lauderdale. It held about 100 people, and I saw Rage Against the Machine live when I was like 12 or 13. And it was awesome. And then a couple weeks later, I got to see Wu-Tang Clan live when they were still together. That's awesome. And that was, that was huge for me. I mean, as far as shaping the way I kind of look at things, you know, I don't know. I like Eminem and stuff. I know he's got a lot of mixed messages, but I just appreciate his lyrical talent and some of the stuff he has to say. I feel like Rage Against the Machine and Wu-Tang, as a young man, taught me to think of something bigger than the machine that runs us all, you know, bigger than government and bigger than all that stuff, and always ask why. Always question everything you're being sold. I don't know. So I guess
here's a question. So, to follow up, favorite concert you ever went to? I mean, you got to pick one that you attended. Doesn't have to be Pearl Jam or Wu-Tang, whatever. It could be anything.
The original Lollapalooza in Chicago in 1992.
The whole lineup.
The whole lineup. It was Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Chili Peppers.
Wow.
Headline.
Holy cats.
Yeah, it was insane.
All right, Matthew.
there's two. There's another one close to when I was 13, Rage Against the Machine time. I got to see Pennywise live. I don't know if a lot of you know who they are, but I grew up as like a little skateboarder, punk asshole, and Pennywise, so they had songs that were like F Authority and all these things, and it just shaped me. Bro Hymn Tribute, do you know that song? You're gonna listen to it backstage. And then I got to see my first experience ever at the Hollywood Bowl was last year or 2 years ago. I got to see the XX, and it was mind-blowing.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And maybe I was in an altered state and really appreciated it a little more, but it was fantastic.
I saw the XX. It's amazing. Yeah. Or Radiohead at the Hollywood Bowl was also.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And I was
That
like
venue.
front row. It was amazing.
I think my favorite concert was I saw the Steel Wheels tour. It was Living Colour, Guns N' Roses, Rolling Stones.
Jesus.
That lineup, and that was the last tour with Bill Wyman on bass. It was the last tour he did, so it was the last kind of original lineup before he took off.
Amazing.
So that was super cool. And it was down near where I went to college, and so this concert happened 4 nights. I went to one of the nights. It was so cool, because from my dorm, you couldn't hear the concert, but you could hear 90,000 people singing Stones lyrics.
No way.
You could hear, I can't get now, you know, like singing
That's
this.
amazing.
It was awesome. The other concert that I loved was when I went to college. It was finally in Los Angeles, in a big city with people who were older than me and knew more about music. I went for one band, and there was 2 opening acts that I'd never heard of, but immediately fell in love with. It was the Pixies, Primus, and Jane's Addiction at the Palladium, which is the open floor, like no seats, you just walk in there. It's awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you for the walk down memory lane. I appreciate it.
Hi.
Hi guys. Speaking of musical legends, I'm actually cosplaying Tina Turner right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. Except all we can see is the light for your face. Oh, there you are. Oh,
Nice.
amazing.
But my question is actually about your show Skyward, Richard, and Skyward, and when Rob and Matt might be on it, and what you might have them do if they were.
So you asked me if Rob and Matt are going to be on it.
No, like when we might be on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
No, when, not why.
backstory. Skyward is a family-centric pilot for Amazon that I did. That is currently streaming on Amazon right now, hoping that people will watch it so that they'll make more. It's kind of, the Amazon bases their pickups on audience response to the show. So if you have kids in 30 minutes, watch Skyward. It's a fun show. It's fun for the whole family, Bobo.
And like The Tick was picked up that same way.
Yeah, exactly. Which our very own Ben Edlund is behind the tip. So Skyward is a show that actually, it's not that far-fetched, your question. It's not like, oh, wouldn't it be neat? Because the producers of the show happen to be big fans of Rob, and when we were shooting the pilot, they were like, oh man, we know what Rob's gonna do. If we get picked up, we've got this character from Rob, it's gonna be awesome. So I call Rob, like, this actually could have turned out to be something really interesting. And they asked me, they go, do you know anybody who's about 5'10", 5'11", really good looking, in the like early 30s range, plays dashing, great actor, oozing with charm, but also ripped. And I fucking couldn't think of anybody. I just drew a blank. And I called Matt. I said, do you know anybody?
And you know what I told him? Raise your hand if you've seen the pilot.
I have.
Not many.
Y'all better watch that damn thing. This joke isn't gonna work well, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
4 people.
I told Rich when he called me on the phone, I was like, no, Rich, I don't know anybody like that, and plus they already cast my role. Your little daughter, Sweet Pea, I wanted to be Sweet Pea, and now I can't, so it's...
It would have been great me playing your father.
You guys have to watch it, and if you don't watch it, I'm mad at you.
It's a very fun...
I watched the whole damn movie.
Obviously, I endorse my own stuff, but actually, it's the first thing I've been able to show my children that I've ever done, because I don't die or, you know, dance with Satan or anything. Yeah. So it's a really fun show. It's called Skyward. It's on Amazon. You can watch it for free right now.
And after you watch it, make sure you give it a thumbs up, 5 stars, that kind of thing, right?
Right. That way we can do more. And I can get these guys on the show. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi guys, I'm Karen. Richard, I was wondering if you would please talk about your experience as a director on Supernatural.
Aha! Directing Supernatural. I have had the good fortune to direct 3 episodes so far, and it's been an amazing experience. Thank you. It's been awesome. I mean, what I can say about directing Supernatural is, for all that we come up and say and do and talk about, and, you know, we're all friends in the show and stuff, it is not fabricated. It truly is, to be on this set, is to watch people do what they do at the highest level of skill and expertise. It truly is it's like going to an NBA game and watching those players play. It's just like, they exist on a high plane. And obviously Jared and Jensen and Misha, day in, day out, turn in these amazing performances, but they are backed by a crew that is second to none in television. They are stunningly talented people all around those guys who make the train run day in, day out, every day. They're there before everybody else, they leave after everybody else. And so, aside from getting to, you know, add my perspective to telling the stories of Supernatural, I'm in film school. I'm learning from some of the best, most talented people in the world. Serge is a stunning DP. Brad is an amazing camera operator. Brian Rose, who was there for a million years, is an amazing camera operator. Stem to stern, you have some of the best, most talented people, to the editing, to the post-production, to having the godfathers of Bob Singer and Phil Segresha overseeing that show, and Andrew Dabb guiding it now. I mean, Bob and Phil are 2 of the best television directors in TV, period. The fact that they have focused their energy and time on Supernatural is a gift to the show, because they're truly geniuses, and it's amazing to sit at the feet of these masters of what they do and learn from them. So that's my biggest takeaway from being a director on that show.
Thanks, Rich.
And you're about to head back up, yeah?
Yeah, I leave from tomorrow. I fly directly to Vancouver to start prepping my next episode. So, old number 4. And I was telling Rob, I'm never not shitting myself. Like 3 episodes in, you're still a newbie. You know, it's not like, I've done 3 episodes, I know what I'm doing. No, I don't. I'm still flop sweating for the next 2 months.
I mean, but like, you know, I think that goes with the territory. I mean, besides maybe Bob, I think every director is like that. It's a big job. You're handed a script, and then you got to figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah.
With a crew that knows each other better than you know them, so you got to go into that.
Yeah.
Be that guy.
Absolutely.
It's like the acting nerve thing we talked about once before, right? Like, we're never not nervous.
Right.
Like, our whole life is nerves, and so why wouldn't that carry over to a director? You turn that into productivity.
I asked Phil that very question, who's directed alone. He's directed 35 episodes of Supernatural. And I was like, when do you stop getting nervous? He's like, the day you stop getting nervous is the day you quit, because you stopped caring. Like, you're gonna get nervous because you're gonna be driven by adrenaline to do the best you can, and that drives the art.
Don't do it, Rich. Don't stop being nervous.
You know what? I feel incredibly relaxed now. I quit. Okay. Trust me, I will never stop being nervous. You, sir.
I'm certain that Mr. Speight has gotten this question quite a few times, but I feel the need to ask it. And this is for all of you. Coke, and I feel with what was said earlier, I mean the cola, Coke or Pepsi?
Coke or Pepsi? All right, Bravo, Coke or Pepsi?
Side note, are you contractually obligated to say Pepsi? Okay, I no offense against anybody, but a gun to my head, Coke.
By the way,
Just
what happens in the back alley where the guy puts a gun to your head and makes you pick a soda? That's a...
come and live in my world.
Wow.
And yeah, it's crazy out there.
Note to self. Matthew?
I have no idea, man. I haven't drank a Coke or a Pepsi in a long time. I want to say Pepsi, but I honestly cannot answer it because I don't know. I haven't drank soda in like probably 15 years. Honestly, I just don't. I have no idea. I don't even remember what
You're supposed to say, for Matt, Coke, Pepsi, or green drink.
Yes, green drink.
Oh, there you go.
Green drink. Everclear smoothie.
I'm going to go with the fine folks at Pepsi-Cola and their family of products. I'm going to go across the board. I don't think you can find a more refreshing beverage than an ice cold Pepsi. Sometimes, Robo, I just like to kick back, a hot day, open an ice cold Pepsi, hold it so you can see the label, and just take a big frosty gulp.
On second thought, I couldn't agree with you more. I love Pepsi.
That's right.
Me too, I meant to say Pepsi.
Too late.
I meant Pepsi.
Matt Cohen and Richard Speight endorsed Pepsi. That's Pepsi.
And Benedict.
He doesn't like Pepsi as much.
We like Pepsi. Get out! Thank you for the question. You.
Howdy. So now is actually the attempt of talking to you, Matt, instead of earlier when I was complimenting that girl in the gym teacher outfit.
Yeah.
Sorry. So actually the question's for everybody, but it was inspired specifically by your chapter in the Family Don't End With Blood book. But I homed in kind of on the fact that you used to do racing when you were little. I grew up on a racetrack myself. My dad used to work in the pit for like amateur Formula One stuff. And I was wondering kind of how that went, and then with the other two guys, if there were any other hobbies that you did a lot when you were younger that were kind of guided by maybe adult figures in your life.
That is the strangest question, yeah, but I like it. My grandfather raced his whole life. My father raced. My father then raced for like 5 years in the NASCAR Craftsman Super Truck Series. That turned me into, at like 10 years old, I started racing motocross, professional motocross in South Florida, and then that turned into shifter karts. I don't know if you guys are familiar. They're go-karts that are like 1 inch from the ground. They go like 120 miles an hour. And then I won a championship in that, and then my dad was like, we're gonna get you into stock car racing. It's time, 15, 16, it's time to go. And I said, Dad, I wanna be the popular football star. I quit racing. So then I went on to play football and be very mediocre at that because my calling was racing. I just never pursued it. And now I'm trying to get back into it. They just ended, sadly, the Long Beach Celebrity Grand Prix 2 years ago, but I wanted to go in there and dust those guys with a baby-inspired race car. It's probably never going to happen until I get enough free time, but there is certainly racing in my future, whether it's as a team owner, a crew chief, or something. I have racing in my blood for years.
Being on the West Coast, I definitely recommend Laguna Seca and Sears Point.
Yeah, I've been to both. They're amazing. You guys, hobbies? Pottery.
We're back here comedy. I'm like, that's the coolest story of all time.
Of course, any races.
What are we gonna say?
I just love race cars. I love racetracks. Motorcycles. Just
Like speed, like cheating death.
Whatever. I'm big into whatever's, like risky and sexy and sweaty, so.
Yeah. Ironically, those were our cartoon characters. Risky, sexy, and sweaty.
That's our sitcom.
risky, sexy, and sweaty. It's so true. Let's see. Well, when I was a kid, my brother was really, really good at athletics, and I was not, but I really wanted to be. And so I was inspired by his playing. I was a big fan of watching him. So I would, I actually made like a baseball field in my backyard, and I had this thing where with a wiffle ball, and you stepped on it, and it would, the ball would come up, and then you could hit it. And I would have teams. I had teams, and I had charts, and I would play myself. So I would
You originated a fantasy league.
It's like a fantasy league, yeah, exactly, with my own team. I had like an American League, National League, but they're made up teams. And then I'd have like a World Series. Anyway, so I spent a lot of time.
World Series?
Huh?
If you don't mind me asking, who won the World Series?
Which season? I mean,
your final season.
I remember one league was all colors, like blues, reds, oranges, and then the other league was like thrashers, crashers, bashers, smashers. And they always beat the colors. But I don't know, man. So I guess that was a hobby. I spent a lot of time doing this.
When did you start music? When did you get interested in music?
I was 12. My mom gave me a guitar for my birthday, like a JCPenney's guitar for my 12th birthday. And that's when I started. I was like, oh, maybe I'll do this. And I put down the bat, picked up the axe.
I think for me, my father and I are very similar people. And I think I kind of followed in his footsteps. He was a trial attorney. And he's a very funny man. And you think that's not the same thing, but to be honest, there's a very thin line between actor, lawyer, DJ, preacher. And that's what my dad used to always say. He's like, I thought I'd be a DJ, thought about being a preacher, decided to be a lawyer. Because it's still standing up and convincing people of something using your personality and your wit. And I think acting is very similar in that regard.
And by DJ, you mean like a radio announcer?
Yeah, the old like, hey, we're playing this in the 70s and 80s, and wow, traffic's a bear out there.
Right. Not like Jazzy Jeff. Or like that, right. So not.
No, not.
Got it.
So I feel like he and I are not that far apart. I mean, it would never have occurred to him to go into this industry, but I used to watch my dad do debates when he was a professor at Vanderbilt, and he would debate other lawyers in a comedic sensibility. It was a funny debate between 3 different practices of attorneys. It was called the raft debates, and there was one raft, and only one attorney would survive the flood, and they had to argue why they deserved the raft. And it was super funny and super intellectual and super quick. And my dad we had a lot of rafts. He won an awful lot, and it was just fun to watch him do his thing. And I watched him in trial, and I also watched him preach at a church. I watched the man do a lot of things on a microphone, and we're very similar in that regard. So I think I kind of followed his footsteps. Only I just think I'm a lot meaner.
You guys are pretty mean.
That's a nice.
You're not mean. You're just angry.
I'm a lot angrier.
I love the one girl in the back who's like, yeah, I'm pretty mean. She's like, woo!
The mean thing is a joke, but I'm a darker personality than my father. But our sensibilities are not exactly aligned, but our love of that style of debate and wit.
Boy, your sense of humor is very similar.
Yeah, very similar.
The joke you just told earlier was totally
well,
bad.
I mean, because people always go, you tell a lot of dad jokes. I'm like, yeah, because I have a dad, and he told those jokes. And I've been telling dad jokes since I was a tot. You know, dad jokes didn't start with me being a parent. Dad jokes started with me having a dad who told dad jokes, and I thought they were funny, and I incorporated them into things I do. For example, I'm going to tell one right now. Me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Blow it out quick, because it's burning my face. Happy birthday, dear Richard. Yeah! Happy birthday to you. Really didn't see that coming. Thank you.
I love you so much. We sang it in 4 different keys.
Yes, that was the worst. A bunch of singers. That was the worst.
That was one of my best performances, so shut it.
So what does it say?
It says happy birthday, Dick.
Happy birthday, Dick.
Aw. Then just put all the candles right there like a torch.
I had a strong desire to give you a birthday pie face, but
That is, I appreciate you not doing that.
You're welcome.
It was Rich's birthday on the 4th of September.
It was indeed. I was genuinely, I'm back there like, why are they clearing their throat obsessively? Thank you, gentlemen.
you're welcome. It was all Gil.
Yeah.
Gil,
Well, you know.
you rascal.
You know me.
Oh, Mr. Birthday, never misses an event.
That's from Creation, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you, Creation people. Thank you, Adam and Stephanie and everybody.
September 4th.
Yes,
My daughter and Rich's birthdays.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Vivi and I are going to start having shared parties because
That's right.
I love a bouncy house.
We're going to have a bouncy house. And,
I love a bouncy house and she loves martinis. It's a perfect match.
She is her mother's daughter.
Way to throw the absent under the bus.
I love that your joke was, and she loves martinis. Like, yes, she does love a martini. I don't know what to do about it. She's 2. She loves martinis.
We will have to cut that up and
Yeah, heck yeah, we are.
dine on it.
I just can't
No doubt.
take my finger out of
That's,
it.
you know what? Guess what? That's your balloon. You sell it.
Rob picked his piece.
You want to pee on a corner so nobody... Nobody takes...
Don't eat the yellow cake.
I double dipped the purple balloon. So sorry, Rich.
Yeah, we noticed.
I really crapped all over your birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you, my man. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Gil. I appreciate that very much.
Big 3-0.
Big 98.
You made it.
The gold watch. All right, well, where were we? New question.
You, your dad,
All right,
jokes.
we can move on. All right, you, young lady.
Hi, my name is Beatrice, and I have 2 questions. Number 1, do you have any advice for acting?
Advice for acting, Rich.
Just go for it if you want to do it. That's it. If you really care about it and it's something you really want to do, then go for it. What's the worst that could happen? You could not get it. So what's the worst that could happen? If you don't try, you have no chance of getting it. So just try it. Just try it.
I would also say take a class because
And also that's good. Really
it's
good.
fun to work out with other actors. You learn something. You always learn something working with other actors, and then you also meet people who are acting, and then you get tips on where the jobs are, and what people are doing, what the good plays are that they might be putting on somewhere. It's just a great social thing to do as well as learning your craft.
Yeah, I echo these boys' sentiments.
And also, Rich always, I thought you were going to chime in on this one, but you have the rare opportunity to be raised in the most amazing time for video. You know, you can make your own footage, you can put it up anywhere, you can charge 99 cents so people can download it, you can give it away free. Production value on an iPhone put on YouTube is pretty damn good these days, so just don't hesitate. Go, do it, start it right away.
Absolutely. Good luck. There's a follow-up.
Another
I
question.
have a second question. What do you think, other than Supernatural and Kings of Con, what is your favorite thing that you did acting-wise? Favorite show or something?
The favorite acting job you had outside of Supernatural, Kings of Con, outside of that?
Oh,
that's tough. That's my 2 faves.
For me, it was Band of Brothers. Band of Brothers, I enjoyed doing that. Robbie?
For me, it was Felicity. I learned a lot doing Felicity. Met a lot of really good people.
I liked, I had a really good time doing the Criminal Minds Beyond Borders. Thank you. It was for so many reasons, with the main one being that it wasn't about my looks. They couldn't have covered me up more if they tried. Like, the only thing that showed the whole time were my eyes. I was long sleeves, I was shirted, I was bearded, I wore a head mask, a hat. If you haven't seen it, it's just my eyes for, a whole episode or so. And it's nice to book a job where you're not fresh out of the shower every scene.
Don't I know it? Robbie? Woo! The nudity required of us. The only time Rob and I are nude on screen is when we write a joke about ourselves being nude on screen.
That's true. That is a true story.
To great humorous effect. Thank you very much, Freddie. You.
Hi. So my question's actually for Matt. First off, I just want to say I write for the blog site Nerds and Beyond, and just really wanted to thank you for being so supportive of
Thank you guys for doing so many awesome things. For these guys, we retweet and we love all the stuff that Nerds and Beyond puts out. Man.
Absolutely.
Such amazing support from you guys.
Yeah, you guys have all been really awesome. But part of my question was with the interview that we did with you, you talked about you recently getting into gardening, and that was something that you kind of nerded out on, and I really liked how you said that, that was something that was almost like a fairy tale world that you had done with your wife and your son. And I'm just wondering if there's anything that you recently have added into that or done that you've been really excited about.
The biggest part of our garden right now in California is it's actually my wife's influence, but we are trying as hard as we can to promote the regrowth of the population of monarch butterflies. So I just planted, I don't know if you guys know this, but let me geek out for 1 second. Monarch butterflies can only eat one food, that's the milkweed plant. The milkweed plant has to be raised organically. You can't have a fertilizer that's not organic and a pesticide that's not organic and all these things. So I have to find a lady in Southern California, go to her house, buy organic milkweed plants, plant them in my yard, try to get them to go. Then I need a female butterfly to lay eggs. I have to take the eggs, tiny little eggs, off each leaf and bring them inside. Me and my wife pick all these leaves and bring them inside because they have a 2% chance of survival in the wild. 2% chance. And nobody cares about monarch butterflies because their extinction will do nothing to the world, the environment. We'll just miss the pretty little orange butterflies. But in my mind, I'm like, look at these magical little fairies flying around. And my kid loves it, and my wife's crazy about it. So that's like my big thing now, is I'm raising monarch butterflies, and they're all over the inside of my house.
Thank you.
We're nearing the end of our time on stage, but Robbie, we want to do something real quick.
Yeah, you know, maybe you might know this. Our friend Tim Omundson, suffered a stroke about 3 months ago, and it's something obviously I also have been familiar with. And I went and saw Tim last week, and he's doing great. He's recovering. He's got a long road ahead. But he's doing. I hadn't seen him in about a month, and I thought he'd made so much great progress. And he specifically said when I left the house, please tell the Supernatural family that I love them and I miss them.
So we thought this could be a two-way conversation. Robbie's passing along that message. If you don't follow Tim on Twitter, after this panel, I want you to follow him on Twitter and send him your well wishes. He will appreciate it. Secondly, we would like you to send a message to Tim Omundson. So, I'm going to film it, Robbie's going to direct this bad boy, and we're going to get you to say, we love you, Tim. Sound right?
Yeah, so when I point to you...
All right, so here we go.
You starting on me?
Yep.
So I'm going to point to you when it's your turn, okay? Hey, Tim, I got the family here, and they have a message for you.
We love you, Timmy! Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Rob Benedict. And me. This is Speight.
It's a magic number. Yeah, it is. It's a magic number. It's a magic number. Yeah, it is. It's a magic number.
As you can tell from everybody stampeding for the exit, there's nobody coming on stage right now who's on the show. However, there is something going on right now. Something intense. It's something that matters. Something that involves winning and losing and being chosen and being rejected. It's the ups and downs of reality that play out on this stage. It's the costume contest, Robbie! Costume contest. Damn right.
A full contact sport. It's a costume contest. Somebody's gonna die.
We don't like it any more than you do.
It's gotta happen.
Hosting the costume contest, Mr. Adam Malin to the stage. There he is.
Hey guys.
Adam Malin, everybody.
Thanks, man. What's going to die is that old routine. Ow. Oh. All right. Give it up for them. Come on. All those boys. What a brat pack.